Well, hello everyone. This is Andrew here at the Douglas Moon Fragrance channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing LAYTON EXCLUSIF by Parfums de Marly. This is definitely different from the original LAYTON. If you've ever had the chance to smell it, the notes have a variation to them that makes this something that I'm going to tell you ahead of time. I love this one. The original LAYTON I do not like. A lot of people on the internet say that it reminds you of Vicks Vapor Rub. On the opening, it doesn't stay that way, but definitely on the opening, it's not the most pleasing thing to someone like me personally. There's other people who love it, but even after I gave it time, I've tested it at Nordstrom. You can go to any Nordstrom if you want to actually check out Parfums de Marly fragrances, and I highly recommend it with any niche fragrance or any house that's more on the luxury end of pricing wise, because you don't want to blind buy things like these if you can help it. But in case you're planning to do so, that's why people like me are here to give you reviews. But when it comes down to it, this is way different. This is something I love. I do not like the original, but the notes, diving on into it, and as you can see, the bottle is beautiful. I love the way they do these bottles. I love the smooth feel of them. It's kind of like a very beautiful style of frosted glass. Some of them, like Greenlee, are more clear. You can see through it. But Altair and Carlisle, they're all more, you can't really see through them unless you hold it up to the light. But you still can actually do that if you want to know how much fluid you've got left, because they're kind of heavy bottles compared to a lot of others, especially with the cap on. These huge steel or whatever caps these are made out of, this metallic cap is a pretty dense bad boy, and it really holds it down. It's a lot lighter when you take it off. But immediately, as soon as you open it up, it smells incredible. The notes for this is, at the top, grapefruit, I believe bergamot, and apple, which you can kind of get a feel for that, because underneath it is agarwood, which is oud, basically. I believe that's the right term, agarwood, oud. I love oud. I'm not a professional, so I'm just throwing this out there. I'm just a person who loves fragrances and tries to give you honest reviews. But then you got cinnamon and a layering of patchouli, I believe, with an undernote of like a woodsy scent, overall woodsy type of fragrances with vanilla. And I love a vanilla base. I don't love a vanilla at the top too much for fragrances, because in most cases it can be a little too strong, or you've basically smelled it before like 1,000 times. If it's mixed well with something like tobacco or cinnamon, something like that, with good things layered over top of it, it's incredible. And there are a lot of fragrances out there that use apple, but I've not smelled a lot of them myself. And in this, it is beautiful. The apple blends extremely well, the way I feel. It blends extremely well with the whole entire lining of it. I don't like grapefruit in a lot of things, but it said that's one of the top notes. Normally grapefruit, not to sound crazy, but to me gives things a bit of a cat pee type of fragrance. It kind of smells like cat pee, at least into the opening on things, depending on how maybe it's done. Maybe there's a lot of things that I've smelled like that, including grapefruit being eaten next to me. Maybe that's just my way I'm taking it. Other people love it. But those type of citruses, not really for me. Lemon I like. But anyway, and here, if it is in there, I don't detect it. It's mostly just that apple, that bergamot, very strong at the top. That little bit of cinnamon just kind of hinted in there. It's not too strong. It's really pretty. And then the vanilla riding underneath it, it's amazing. But I've talked enough about it. I'm going to go ahead and show you the atomizer. Oof. Sprayed it right at myself. Don't know if you can see it too good in the light. When it comes out like this, it is beautiful to me right out the open. Like I said, completely unlike the original LAYTON. This one doesn't have that Vicks Vapor Rub smell in any way, shape, or form. I don't actually remember the note profile for the original LAYTON, but whatever it is at the top that made that so powerful, so pungent, this is a much stronger. You're getting that bergamot with an apple, and then the oud. Very strong to me, even though oud was listed as a secondary note, not the opener. It's very strong for me in this. Like I can feel, if you was to smell Oud Wood by Tom Ford or anything like the Oud for Greatness, something that has a powerful oudy type of feel to it that then settles and mellows out. I love oud, but it's very strong at the top of this. But it filled up this entire, like we're in our new house. This entire room I can already smell is loaded with it. And I'm smelling it so powerfully, other than the fact that I blew it up my nose, and it's beautiful. Right away, this is for me personally, I'm going to go ahead and reveal to you what I would rate this out of 10. As far as the fragrance is concerned, in and of itself, not talking longevity, how far projection or price range, I'm going to go ahead and say the fragrance in and of itself is a 9.5, almost a 10 out of 10, 9.7 for me. It's incredible. Very well layered, very unique. A lot of the fragrances I've been smelling lately, especially from more niche world, I can see why they're called niche. I'm just getting into those, and I'm going to be doing more videos of those. Sorry for the rambling, but I do my videos mostly unedited so that I can keep things as raw and honest as possible instead of trying to rehearse these things. Because I feel like if you're just a regular person like me who loves fragrances and you really want honest opinions, it's better to just be straightforward with each other, like we're talking just out and about. So with that being said, this is layered so well, and it's not, to me, a linear fragrance that just first note and that's it for the rest of the day. This lasts on my skin the same way it blasts off as soon as you spray it. So far, most of the PDMs do this. This is a brand new one, by the way. And most PDMs, people say might have been reformulated, but at least on me, and I have tattoos. If you've ever watched Aaron Terrence Hughes, one of my favorite, absolute favorite, amazing perfume YouTubers, you gotta go check him out. He's a professional perfumist, and he talks about how people with tattoos in their skin, it's a little bit harder because of the ink in their skin to hold fragrances depending on how well it was done, how dense, and what type of properties was made. This one, and basically the rest of the PDMs that I've tried so far, hold extremely well, even the newer formulations. And this, again, was a brand new bottle that I got from Nordstrom myself. And it's one of the few that I've ever bought at retail price. I just wanted to test it against, a lot of times I get things off of FragranceNet or Max Aroma. This one, retail, is at where I got it at $3.92, but you can get them also for $4.20 on there on certain websites. But personally, the rest of my Parfums de Marly's I've gotten off of either FragranceNet or Max Aroma. I'm not sponsored. I just tell people to use them if you can because they're very trusted. I've ordered at least 40 some plus fragrances off of those sites so far, and they are exactly what you're expecting when you pay for them. And this bottle, compared to the $3.92 that I paid for it on FragranceNet and Max Aroma, I believe it's roughly like, I think $250, $260, something along those lines, US dollars, which for the quality of this compared to certain fragrances that are way more expensive, full price and on sale, like if you look at Creed Aventus Absolu, apparently it's an amazing fragrance, but even the regular Aventus is just kind of with for me. But at the end of the day, the Absolu of that's like $3.92 on sale. So at the end of the day, this is kind of a great deal if you can get it for a discount price. But even if you were going to pay full price for this, I just recommend you smell these first, give them a shot, because if you don't care for bergamot, if you don't care for cinnamon and apple, a very strong, robust apple type of feel with that, like people say it reminds them kind of apple pie, I believe they say that. I can feel that, I can see that in this. And it is powerful. If you put this on you, especially on clothes, it's going to stay forever. If you put this on your skin, so far I'm going to give the projection from what I've experienced from people around me at work. After about 8 hours or so, they're still smelling it on my clothes, at least, coming off of me when I walk by them, probably about maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet. So it's not an incredible, like, explosive thing, but for the first 2 or 3 hours, it definitely comes off where people have been walking past where I've just been about a couple minutes prior, and they can still smell this on me, and they love it. It's actually been well received at my work. I've actually gotten a pretty fair amount of compliments from people of all different fragrance preferences. I work in a place where we deal fragrances daily, but it's more for candle supplies. But there's hundreds of fragrances that we make, and we ship. And everybody there is basically pretty passionate about fragrances as a whole and scent profiles. This one has been well received from everybody. So projection is really good. Longevity, as you can see, as I included it with projection, pretty incredible. Overall, I give this fragrance, like I said, a 9.5, 9.7 out of 10 because it has a very unique scent profile, but it's not offensive in any way. I would say this is more mass appealing, that most people could really get into this. There's other things like Amouage, other fragrances that are in the niche category that I love, but maybe harder for the regular person to accept or be happy to be around. This one, I could not say that. Less, I could say most people would love this, probably from first whiff, coming off of you walking by. This will definitely get you compliments. I would say don't do like I did if you can help it. I restate what I said before. Don't go to the store and purchase it full price, because at the end of the day, if you can get it for a discounted price, I recommend doing that. But we do want the people who put hard work into these to get paid. So I'm not sure if discounters, how that works in the chain of command. I'm not sure if they purchase these things for a certain price or how they get them. So we don't want to disrespect the wonderful people who put hard work and dedication and professionalism into making these incredible fragrances, the ones that we can actually cherish. I would not recommend doing 5 or 6 sprays of this. I would say one good one here, one good one on the chest, and maybe if you want to, that's good enough to do the job around people around you and to smell it throughout the day. But you definitely want to, if you're like me, put a little bit on your hands so you can just smell it over time, because you can go a little bit nose blind to any fragrance if it's right here on your neck and you just kind of get too caught with it, depending on the profile. But when this is on your shirt, you'll get those wafts of it all throughout the day. That much I can guarantee you. So if I can hold on to it, your skin will probably hold on to it, because I've got eczema, I've got terrible skin, and then I've got tattoos. So my skin doesn't like to hold on to a lot of things. It holds on to this extremely well. It just keeps going. Roughly, I get, like I said, about 10 to 12 hours of like a good, still coming off of me, maybe like almost a foot overall in the skin. It'll last all the way until the time that you wash it off. I've even washed my hands twice, and this has still been on there. That may not work for you. Maybe different bottles don't work for you that way, but LAYTON Exclusive definitely does the job for me, and I give it a huge rating. I definitely recommend you get this if you're interested in niche fragrances, if you've checked out Parfums de Marly's, but I will never stop stressing this. Do not purchase anything if you don't go at least first and see how you feel about it. Give it a whiff. Don't just trust what people say, but we're just here to try to hopefully influence you to be more interested and go give these things a shot and understand a little bit better how they work, how they feel, because maybe just listening or smelling something in a store doesn't give you the full picture. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, this is LAYTON Exclusive. I apologize if my rambling has bored you, if you've even watched this far. But again, I just want to keep things as honest as I can, no matter how big this channel gets. It just hit 13,000 subscribers. That means the world to me, to every single one of you guys out there who's watching my videos. And I really appreciate you, and thank you so much. If anybody's noticed that I've gained weight since I started this channel 6 months ago, that's because we've been eating a lot during the time that our house was on the market. We couldn't really cook in the house, so we were eating out a lot, so we didn't want it to get stinky. As you can tell, I'm very anti-funk. The stinky kind. I love funky music. But anyway, I'm working on losing weight now that we just moved into the new home. Very grateful to be here. And so I'm going to be working on my background in my videos, so at least that will look professional, since I don't want to edit these videos. And so thank you for anybody who watches and listens to and maybe trusts what I have to say. And with that being said, if we've established any trust between us, give this a shot. You will not be disappointed. It is incredible, it is unique, and it will get people's attention. So, and it will last as long as you would like it to last, with very minimal application. So again, LAYTON Exclusive by Parfums de Marly. Bergamot, apple, grapefruit, vanilla, cinnamon, agarwood or oud. And then as well, I believe there's one that I am missing. But it doesn't really matter, because that's okay. Patchouli. There's patchouli in this bad boy. And that much you can definitely smell. But it doesn't make you smell like a funny little hippie. Not that there's anything wrong with hippies. But for me personally, I don't like smelling like a smoke shop, as people call it. So it does not give you that. It just gives you rich, warm, comfortable. You can wear this any time of year. But for me, it's either very early morning during the summer or fall leading into winter. But I wear whatever I want, whenever I want, and you should too. So much love. God bless you all. Thank you for watching this LAYTON Exclusive. And if you like what you saw, if you enjoyed my videos and you'd like to see more or less flashy but unedited videos from somebody like me, just trying to tell you my honest experiences with these fragrances, please subscribe. Let's continue starting a community and talk to each other. And I say nothing but love and welcome to every person of all walks of life here. As long as you're not hurting other people, as long as you're being kind to others, and we're being good on this earth and sending love and support and blessings, you are welcome here. So thank you, and God bless you.